Hello, welcome to another English Sparkling with Tweedy video. Sorry, I hope you can hear me okay. A little bit windy here. I do have a dead cat thing on my mic. I hope that's working all right. I'm close to Ivanhoe Beacon. I can see it just over there. I'm not sat right on the top because there are other people there. I'm on another little promontory, another little bump nearby. It's a Saturday evening. I'm here a bit before sunset so I can enjoy the sun setting. Hopefully you can see a golden glow on my face there. And I have brought along the second of those two bottles I recently bought from Rathfinny. This one I'm pretty sure is a new release. I might have said that about the other one, but I think this has a new mark on their website. It's their Blanc de Noir, and it's a 2020 vintage. And what else do we know about this? So it's all Pinot Noir. Oh, but actually it's mostly Pinot Noir and a little bit of Pinot Meunier, I think, in fact. And as I said in that other video that you may or may not have seen when I was tasting the Blanc de Blanc, Pinot Noir I think is their speciality at Rathfinny. It's the thing that they seem to get most excited about, and I think they do best, and it's also my favourite grape. You probably don't need to hear the tedious details of my overly complicated chilling setup. I have the usual ice jacket, but I also brought a bag of ice to put next to this in the bag that it's in, if that makes sense. So it's sort of double chilled, hopefully, by those two measures. A fairly light pop, but perhaps that's just because there's so much background noise from the wind. Couldn't quite hear it properly. That is a slightly deeper gold than the Blanc de Blanc was, and you would expect that for something made from Pinot. Lovely stream of bubbles, and I'm enjoying the light from the sunset over there shining into it. And on the nose, as you would hope, lots of stone fruit type character from the Pinot. I would say we're talking about plums there and possibly peaches. And there's a slight honeyed edge, or maybe even honeysuckle there. A really nice, gentle waft of something subtly sweet, gently sweet. I'm always very careful when talking about sweetness in wine. I'm only smelling it, I'm not even tasting it yet. I'm fairly sure this isn't going to be overly sweet. But that's a lovely, pure expression of Pinot with really nice stone fruit character there. And that slightly honeyed note, actually that might be veering into something biscuity, possibly. Almost reminded of flapjack there, for some reason, suddenly springing to mind. That's some sort of autolytic character. Anything that sounds like it comes from the bakery department, probably autolytic character. There is a bit more Pinot character, maybe hints of black currant there. Yeah, a little bit of soft, gentle, very ripe black currant, but mostly stone fruit, a little bit of honey, a little bit of biscuitiness. That is a very nice start. Have I given that a swirl yet? Okay, give that a sip. A delight. Very much more of the same on the palate. I'm fairly sure this will have really low dosage. The amount of sugar added in the secondary fermentation will be tiny because that's the house style at Rathfinny. I'll put the number on screen, I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's probably below 6, which in champagne terms would put this into extra brut category. A very dry style of champagne, and yet that fruit is so ripe. I think 2020 was quite a warm year, wasn't it? It was quite a hot year in England. So there's lots of really nice ripe stone fruit character there, and therefore there is this lovely kind of honeyed sweetness, which I think is purely coming from the fruit. I don't think that's dosage at all, other than that tiny little bit that they have added. Well below normal for most traditional method sparkling wines, the amount of sugar added there. So it does have a sort of sophisticated dryness, and at the same time this lovely hint of honey, or I don't know, perhaps even golden syrup. Those two things sound contradictory, don't they? I'm saying on the one hand there is a hint of sweetness, but it's also pretty dry and mineral as well. Perhaps I'm noticing a little bit more of that black currant there on the palate as well, but predominantly I think stone fruit more than anything. There might even be a bit of cherry extending on from those plums. I think this undergoes malolactic fermentation as well, so it's not searingly acidic. The malic acid has been replaced by lactic acid, and that's possibly also feeding into those slight sort of biscuity notes, or that may be more autolysis. But it does have a nice gentle zing to it that works nicely with that minerality as well. I think that's absolutely lovely. Really happy with that. It's sort of light, gentle, very elegant, very refined. and sort of luxurious. Those honey notes and stone fruit always, to me, feels luxurious in a sparkling wine. I'm going to stop talking now because I'd like to just sit and enjoy the sunset a bit. That is very nice. I hope you've been able to hear me throughout that and the wind hasn't been too bad. Anyway, cheers.